Here's your first word in Portuguese. Bom. Bom. It means good. Bom. Now, it's spelt B-O-M, but the M isn't pronounced clearly. It's not bom, but bon. It's what's called a nasal sound at the end. If you imagine it's spelt B-O-N-G, and then say that word, bong, then take the G away, you're left with bon. Bon. And that's how you pronounce good in Portuguese. Bom. Bom. Here's your next word. É. É. It means it is. É. So how would you say in Portuguese, it is good? É bom. É bom. It's as simple as that. É bom. As you learn more Portuguese, you'll start to notice lots of similarities between Portuguese and English words. For example, this next word, fantástico. Fantástico means fantastic. Fantástico. So how would you say it is fantastic? É fantástico. É fantástico. Now you might be wondering what the little lines are on top of the A in fantástico and the E in é. Well, they're called accents. Now for now, just know that they're there. Don't worry about them too much because we're going to look at them in more detail in a later lesson. So for now, just know that there's an accent on the word é and an accent on the word fantástico. And the word fantástico is pronounced a little bit strangely because the S in Portuguese, when it's in front of a T, is pronounced like a sh sound. So fantástico. Fantástico. And the O on the end is an U sound. Fantástico. So, é fantástico, it is fantastic. Now, here's another word that looks similar to English. Absolutamente. Absolutamente. It means absolutely. Now, you may already be aware that there are two varieties of Portuguese. There's the Portuguese from Portugal, often referred to as European Portuguese, and then there's the Portuguese from Brazil. The differences are sort of similar to the differences between British and American English. They're mainly based in the pronunciation, but there are a few differences in vocabulary. The word absolutamente means absolutely in both European and Brazilian Portuguese, but the pronunciation varies slightly between the two. Here is how the word absolutely can be pronounced in Brazilian and European Portuguese. So in Brazilian, it's pronounced absolutamente. Absolutamente. So the TE on the end is more like a CHEE. Absolutamente. And in European Portuguese, it's pronounced absolutamente. Absolutamente. You can see how the last syllable is the only bit that's different. You'll notice this with a lot of words that end in mente, M-E-N-T-E. In Brazil, they pronounce the T more like a CH, whereas in Portugal, the TE on the end is pronounced more like just the letter T. So, absolutamente in Brazil, absolutamente in Portugal. As we go through the 3-minute Portuguese courses, I shall point out if there are any differences between the European and Brazilian Portuguese whenever we learn a new word. However, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Even if you say a European word in Brazil or a Brazilian word in Portugal, you will still be understood. It's akin to an American person in England asking where the elevator is instead of the lift. They wouldn't be misunderstood. So, absolutamente in Brazil, absolutamente in Portugal. And they both mean absolutely.